welcome to Romance Book Monsters. I am your co-host, Kitty Boom, and this is my other co-host, Lollipop.
Hey, everyone.
Sorry, I have the case of the giggles. I hope everyone is doing well out there today. Today, we are covering Boss, a new book by one of our favorite, what is turning out to be one of our favorite authors, Cee Bowerman. I feel like we come to her every month. Every month, she has been like putting out a book, and like every month, like it's quality. It's great. Like I love to see like popping up on my Amazon. A new book has been released by Cee Bowerman.
Yeah, she's very prolific. I'm actually surprised. I wonder if all she does is write.
It could be, and if I want to find out where she is getting her inspiration from some of these men, like she could sell the listing of wherever this town is, if these are actual like beings. Like let us know. We'll rush there like it's some sort of amusement park.
I kind of would agree. Yeah, it's definitely, her men are definitely interesting. They're different. I don't feel like she does the cookie cutter male heroine, even male hero. Wow. Even some of them, you're like, what? I would never be interested. Never. You're like,
But maybe. Some of them, especially the bikers, you're like, yes, baby, I'll hide your torture toolbox for you. You want me to put it over there?
You're not wrong.
Down, wear my gloves.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong.
Yeah, just all ready to commit the felonies for the guy. But I really like Boss. Like I read like the summary before it was released, so I was really like waiting for it to come out. I did not think I would like it like as much as I did though. So Boss, the story is he is a part of a motorcycle gang. Also, this is like a new series. This is actually it's kind of a new co-series because there is going to be another motorcycle club mentioned in the book, and a different author is writing that in tangent with her. So as she releases a book, the next month the other author releases a book that's related for the opposite motorcycle club, which is interesting. So for Boss, he's a member of a motorcycle club. He's like the current leader. And what's unique about their motorcycle club is everyone in the club has served time in prison. Now, Boss himself has served time, served like 10 years in prison for murder. And you're like, oh my gosh, how is she going to write this so you can still have romantical tingles about this guy? And she did a good job. And so like he's like friends with like the old timers in his town, and they have it in their head that, oh, we're going to make you the sheriff of our town. He's like, nobody's going to be stupid enough to make me the new chief of police. And I have this record and I've been in prison for murder of all things and whatnot. And not just one people. He got convicted.
No, he was only convicted for one.
Only convicted of one, but suspected of killing like
a couple more. Couldn't prove it though.
So he's like, whatever. Like if you guys can get it done, like I'll fill the position. Now, mind you, in his former life, he was a cop, so he does have like law enforcement experience. But he didn't think that these old guys could actually get him elected. And before you know it, they have like posters up, and he's sitting in court as the judge exonerates him and clears his legal record. And he's like, what just happened? These fools actually got somebody to agree to exonerate me, and then the people to actually vote me in. So now he's a sheriff, he's a chief of police of the town, and he eventually learns like very quickly that he just like inherited it, this like really corrupt little police station in this small town. And like he's slowly learning of like all these illegal things are going on in town. I mean, this town is like ridiculous, and nobody knows that all of this stuff is going on. I mean,
well, some people know.
They have sex slaves, they have drugs, they have people like
protection money.
Protection money. They're interrogating the small businesses. Everybody has to pay like a monthly protection fee. It's insane. So, the main heroine in the book her name is Jennifer. And Jennifer has been married for several years, and she like co-founded this really like successful business with her husband. And she finds out from the other woman that, her husband has basically been cheating on her since the honeymoon. Like he met a woman on their honeymoon like years before, and now he has knocked this woman up. So she leaves him and she like goes on her own journey. She has like a food truck, which I thought was like really like a little interesting twist. Like she leaves this high powered corporate job and now she's like baking goods and making awesome coffees in her little food truck, going from town to town, and she settles in this small town in Texas and she meets Boss. And their first meeting is kind of interesting because she does not want to date a policeman. Her father was a policeman and he died in the line of duty. So she's very like anti-cop romantically. And it was one of my favorite scenes when he like comes back, like, I know that you like got rid of my card and like changed your mind about dating me. And he was just like so unexpectedly like smooth when he's giving her all the reasons of what could happen if they were to go out to date. I was like, wow, that was smooth. He's like, this is number one scenario, and this is number two scenario, and number three, like we have this like such a hot kiss, we like can't wait to get to the bedroom type situation. I was like, wow, that's like smooth for this rough cop / ex-con you got going on. So I thought that was really good. Another favorite part in my book is that I don't know how she got that way, but Jenn is just like a rough rider for the cause when like, they beat up the guy that was like trying to shake her down for protection money in her house. And she's like, we have somebody tied up in the freezer, but are you here as my boyfriend or are you here as the chief of police? And then what was so awesome is they're like torturing this guy in her barn. She comes out with sandwiches and coffees for everybody. Like, here, honey, are you guys hungry?
Makes you wonder what her dad used to do.
Right? But I mean, her dad was a policeman, so I don't know where she got this ruthlessness from. But it was just like super duper interesting to see. What was something that you liked about it?
I loved that he had a pet skunk named Elvira.
Yes.
Let's not forget Elvira. And Elvira was upset with this new woman situation. Let's not forget that. Like that was one of my favorite little parts was this pet skunk. And Julia deserved everything under the sun and more. I think she got everything she deserved, I thought. I don't know about you, because she was trifling. I'm like, you is a trifling crackhead. Or is he a heroin addict? Heroin head? I don't know. It doesn't matter. But like, she going into his office supposedly to clean, but she checking cameras and stuff like that. She don't know nothing. I don't know what they thought that she was gonna be able to do, but just nothing but noise.
Oh my gosh, don't forget about the skunk, that the skunk had been desensitized, so it didn't have like its stinky glands anymore.
Yeah, they took away the stuff.
But the skunk was like so upset about her, being on her territory with Boss that the author with the right, the skunk is like trying with all its might to spray her. And it couldn't. It would get up on the pillow and aim its behind at her. And nothing.
That's so true, because he did move into her house.
Yeah.
That is very true.
Poor skunk.
Oh, and the ex-husband got his too. Let's not even forget, Because old girl had a baby that was black and he ain't black.
Let's talk about how ridiculous that ex-husband was. Okay, mind you, he had been cheating on her for just about their entire marriage. Okay, and however their business was set up, she was able to get all of the worth out of it. Like,
remember, it was the prenup. His mother hated her. So there was, and thought that she was going to be a cheating heifer. So she had her sign this she signed this prenup basically saying that, you know, whoever cheats is going to lose everything. Well, he thought he wasn't going to get caught.
Bad mama.
So the mama thought she protected her son against this trifling hoe. Mm-hmm. Come to find out, that same prenup made her get everything, basically. She ended up with everything because of the prenup.
Yes, she got everything. And then here is this white couple. The lady had a black baby. And that's how he knows the baby was not
his. Because she was a hoe anyway. I mean, she's here knowingly cheating with a married man.
Right.
And I don't know why he thought that she would be the only one he's sleeping with.
And he had the nerve to track her down and like, oh, I want you back.
Like, why would I want you back?
That's some serious nerves. Oh, the baby wasn't mine, so everything should be better now.
No, that's not how life works, boo-boo.
And obviously the side chick did not know about that prenup.
No, she did not.
Because she's like, you know, it's time for him to come be with me and the baby.
But here's the thing, though. You know, you hoeing. How you sure it was his baby? You go and tell the wife without knowing if it was his baby. You stupid. Really? I mean, it worked out better for her, but
unless, well, I'm sure he still had some money. He still worked for the company, so he himself still had a salary. It just wasn't like as much.
He wasn't getting profit.
If she could have gotten him to marry her before she had the baby, that was probably like the end game right there.
She was going to have to sign. I'm sure she would have been signing that same type of prenup. Because he doesn't sound like a... Yeah. And she would have lost. She wouldn't have got nothing either because the baby was black.
You know, I read another book where that happened, where like the daughter was from like a really wealthy family, and she married like a former soldier who didn't like come from a lot of money. And so like if they were to divorce, the other party wouldn't get anything that the other party had like brought to the marriage or earned. So the daddy lost his wealth during the time that they were married. And the poor soldier, like he was a real go-getter, and he like founded like a multi-million-dollar company. So here the daughter is, now she's out of luck. Because the daddy was so worried about his money. He never thought that, you know, oh, the other guy would get some money, or that the daughter would end up like destitute.
Well, if she was acting right, she wouldn't have ended up.
Oh, she was cheating. Oh, that woman was cheating. She had like 20, 30 side deals. She was sleeping with any and everybody.
Disgusting. Glad he kicked that hoe to the curb. She deserved to be desolate at that point because whoo child.
Then he wanted kids. She got pregnant, had an abortion, never told him about it. But one night when they were arguing, she threw it in his face. So that was the end of that. Yes.
No, that was probably when he decided to divorce her, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So he let her cheat until she did that? Or did he not know about the cheating?
He knew about the cheating, but at that point, he really didn't like care that much about her.
Okay. Interesting book. You might have to send me this. We'll see.
That book. That was a Linda Howard book. I think it was like Now You See Me. Old Linda Howard book.
I love those old Linda Howard books though, but we're getting off topic.
Sorry, Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Um,
Oh, and don't forget that she had all those her own little like pet menagerie too. And
mhm.
that is like she treats her pets like super duper well.
Oh, the pets is living lavish. Okay, they are living lavish. And I want twin baby llamas.
Or that big rooster who thought she was his mate.
I've seen those roosters. They are huge.
They are huge. I looked them up after I read the book. It was real big, like scary big.
It's like a small human.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, no, I enjoyed this book. I thought it was really good. It was definitely interesting. I would say for me, it was pretty. I thought it was kind of slow pacing wise until Pops was in the hospital.
It was slow, and I wish that like okay, even though they like caught one of the guys who was like in charge of like harassing the businesses, and they got Jenn, the office manager, who was like the end. I feel like I wish like it was now like known that like I'm getting like a thread onto you type
Yeah.
situation.
I think I wish that we knew more about the big players. Not necessarily that they acted on the big players, but can we get, because right now all we got is small fries.
I mean, I would have even been ecstatic if like it wasn't like known to him in the book. If we could have actually maybe have gotten a scene where like the big bosses are like meeting about it or something
Yeah,
that got like a hint of who they were.
right. Is it
But,
one person? Is it a group of people? Is it, like we have no idea
I
who's.
mean, it's so much stuff going on in this town, and they're getting paid off in such a way that like it has to be like some type of I don't know cartel or
Mhm.
you don't think of the mob being like in this little backwoods town in Texas, but it's very organized crimey. Like I would expect like this type of setup to be like somewhere like New York City or Vegas or
I would
Chicago.
agree.
So it's really weird to see it's like in a place called Tenillo, Texas.
It's pervasive. It is pervasive.
It is.
So, and obviously these people wanted to change, which is why they voted for him. They didn't even care. He didn't even really run. Like, but he still got voted. People were like, "Oh, it's pointless to call the police because nothing will happen." You're like, "What? Pointless to call the police?"
I mean, they even had cops that quit their jobs because it was like, we can't do what's right. I mean, something is wrong with the chief.
Exactly, exactly.
I always wonder, like, how, okay, the former chief, he was clearly dirty. And it's like not a huge, huge town. So, his little wife at home, like, she had to have an idea of like what type of money that type of position brings. So when he's like buying them vacation homes and boats and whatnot, like, does the spouse wonder, where'd you get all this money from?
Does she care?
Or does she care?
I don't think she cares.
Care because not only would I be afraid that somebody's about to arrest my spouse, but somebody can come and take that stuff away because it was gotten with illegal money.
That's because you're a good human being.
And I mean, if you marry, like there are certain jobs, I feel like you should have like certain like moral expectations of your mate. If you marry like a minister or somebody that's in law enforcement or somebody that's in like a religious field, like you would expect for that person to be like a do-gooder.
No,
I
I
don't.
humans are an interesting breed, and they could start good and turn dirty.
They
So it
are.
really doesn't matter. I mean, you can have that expectation, but humans change.
I shouldn't, but I feel like I should because I'm disappointed every time they do like those roundups of those child rings, and you see that they're ministers or they're youth pastors or they're little league coaches. It's just like, oh my
Teachers.
gosh. Like you can't
But those
take
type of people go into positions where they will have exposure to children. So of
right.
course you're going to see those things for those particular kinds of situations. So, I mean, people go into jobs for power or access. And you're going to get both of those things as a police officer. You're going to get access and you're going to get power. So it means nothing about morality. I wouldn't even bring morality into people.
Type of person that would see it as that. Like, oh, I'm going to become a cop to get power and access. I think that's a specific type of person.
Also, and this is totally off topic too. Also, they might not see it as power and access. I'm just breaking it down from a psychological standpoint to power and access. Some people might see it as, you know, a guaranteed career. Once you're a cop until you retire and then you get pension.
Right.
So why not? So that's, I'm just breaking it down to power and access. They might not see it as that. But anyway, after the psychological lesson, so as I was saying, yeah, I enjoyed this book. I would definitely, I mean, the pacing kind of bugged me in the beginning, but I'd probably still give it like a 3.9. The pacing made me not give it a 4, but it was enjoyable. It was definitely different. I really enjoyed the hero and the heroine. I thought Boss and Jenn were a great couple. They were interesting. I wasn't bored by them. Their relationship wasn't boring, because I do feel that sometimes, you know, it wasn't A, B, C, D, like the standard, this comes, then this comes, and this comes, and this comes with their relationship. I felt like different things happened to speed up their relationship, and then other things happened to kind of slow it down a little bit, but speed it back up, slow it down, you know, pacing, because they're developing we're learning about them as the individuals as well as a couple.
Yeah. I would give it like a 4 to 4.5. Like, even though I was a bit like upset that more wasn't revealed, I was okay with that because I know it's the beginning of the series and this is the first book. And it's supposed to go along not only with the series that she's writing, but this other author's series too.
I understand.
So,
Do you know how many books are going to be in this series?
I don't.
Okay.
But with her, like, you never really know, because like she has one where like there are so many siblings in it, and I assume like each sibling is gonna get a book, so you kind of know. But there are like so many people in his little motorcycle gang that you don't know who's gonna stay in this town with them to get a full-time story. So I'm not sure how many. I'm assuming at least 5.
Okay. Just curious.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what I'm thinking, at least 5. But yes, I really liked it. And I really truly felt so bad that the heroine could not have kids. And even like she's kind of like in the older stage to have kids, because you can tell like it's something that she wanted so bad. So I'm hoping like in the later books, maybe the author will find a child for them to adopt or something like that.
You're so funny. Yeah, I'm sure. I mean,
well, no, because like this lady, like, yeah, like the character, like clearly wants kids. You know, she's baiting all these animals, and like she herself has no eggs. Like, it is not possible for her to have kids whatsoever.
mm-hmm.
So
There's always donor eggs.
There are. Like, I wanted that for her.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the author will either write it in an organic way, as, you know, maybe during some of this trafficking, they end up finding a child with nobody, like an orphan or something that they take in, or, you know, anything could happen.
Right.
And so anything else you want to talk about the book?
No, I think I'm all square. Like, I definitely recommend it as a read, and I cannot wait. I hope the next book, I expect it to come out in June, the way like it seems to be going. Fingers crossed.
Okay.
I know she released her book in April, and then the other author released Sin's Enticement, the co-book with it in this month in May. So I'm hoping that she releases the next one next month. But actually, Cee Bowerman, like she just released another book for her, another line that she has this month also. So I don't know if it's going to be an every other month thing or how it's going to be stretched out.
Okay. No problems. No problems. Well, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Definitely hit us up with a comment. Are you also reading this book? Are you reading other Cee Bowerman books? Because I do know we have recommended quite a few of her books from different lines. Anything else, Kitty?
No, that is it. But I did read like the little excerpt for the co-author. I guess that's what you would call the collaborating author.
Mm-hmm.
For Sin's enticement, and I am definitely interested in reading about this biker whose name is Sin and see what he has going on.
All right. Well, you guys have a good one.
See you later.